I just wanted to check in and tell you what I've been doing with my step meetings and stuff. intherooms.com is where I go since I have agoraphobia. I go online. And I finished step 1. It's been like a month. I see my sponsor twice a week, and we do the steps together because I have problems with like reading and concentration, and so I find it's really helpful to do the steps like with someone. I also do the steps with my sponsor. I've been sober this August, August 2014. It will be 8 years. End of August, I guess. So it's not that I haven't been sober, it's just that I did relapse after I worked on step 3 back in the day, then went out a year using, and then came back and decided that the reason why I relapsed was the steps. They didn't do any good, and I didn't go to meetings, didn't have a sponsor, and used anorexia and anorexia nervosa as the way I stayed sober, which was because I didn't want to go back to rehab and I needed help. It's funny sometimes when you need help, it doesn't mean that you're actually going to get the help that you need. Just as, last week, I was having a really hard week, and the week before. And nothing's really changed since then, other than the fact that I was able to finally tell my sponsor, the way I felt. And I'm a lesbian, and I do get transference issues. It's not happening with my sponsor, but it's happened with so many other people that I kind of got so scared in a meeting where I was kind of talking about that, and I hadn't really talked about it with my sponsor, that I thought, oh my goodness, because she's in the meeting, that she's going to think that I had these feelings for her, and she's going to leave me. Like, a lot of people don't want to have that much to do with me because they're afraid of me. That and the cyber stalking I sometimes do online. But we finally worked it out. And my sponsor is so cool. If that ever happens, she's like, you can just talk to your people. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And, it's happened with my people, and I can talk to them, and they're cool with it. My sponsor did say the key thing that's really important is that she's not afraid of me, and I know it's online and everything because she lives in the States and I'm in Canada, and this is the way I can do it. Because of my agoraphobia, mostly I go to dual diagnosis groups. We don't even have that in my city of Ottawa. Probably they could have even tried it, it hadn't worked. I used to go to Emotions Anonymous, but it folded because there wasn't a lot of interest. Another group I go to on the site is Overeaters Anonymous. I sort of was really resistant to going to this group because I'm like, well, for one, I've been really depressed, and when I'm really depressed, I restrict my food, I starve myself, I'm trying, and then my brain gets all funny, and it's like, well, you can't eat anything because you're gonna get so huge, and, like, I've never had a weight problem in my life, and the doctors never said that weight is my issue. Underweight is my issue. So my counselor is telling me that it doesn't matter what I eat, just eat. But I find that certain foods that normal people have in their fridge, like sometimes even like cheese or something like that, other foods too, I won't be able to stop. I'll just keep eating and eating until I'm kind of full, and just that one thing, and it just makes me feel so comfortable, and like while I'm eating it, I just feel like I'm not thinking of any of the pain that I feel, and it's embarrassing because it's kind of cool though when I go to Overeaters Anonymous, like other people are talking about the things that really embarrass me and stuff like that to talk about. And I've started this whole overeating thing since when I was 8 years old. I used to sneak food when I came home from school, and I already had snacks and lunch, and I wasn't even hungry, but for some reason I just needed to comfort myself because of my history of depression and like anxiety, and so this is a new thing for me. So my sponsor is incorporating my substance abuse, my mental illness from the dual diagnosis, and also the eating disorder, overeating, undereating, into the steps. So I know that a lot of people get help from the steps, and I'm hoping that this time I'm going to really put everything into it. When I did it the first time, that was in my first year of sobriety, I think that I did it myself. I didn't have asked my sponsors for a lot of help, and I wasn't really verbalizing out loud the things that are really upsetting me, and the things, you know, I have to say everything out loud to my sponsor, and it's really embarrassing sometimes, but it's also very helpful. And I feel after I say that, I can take a deep breath, and it really, really helps. So thank you all for listening. Hope some of you can relate.